What's up guys, Rob here from Shonen Showdown, and today we're going to do some anime team battles. But before we get into that, I want to let you guys know that the Discord is now live. Shout out to @TheRealWhoopSlap for helping me put that together on Instagram. Make sure you give them a follow. The Discord's live. I think I'm going to put the link in the description down below. I might put it in the comment section as well, so join up. It's still early, so I still got to figure out how to get more active with it, but we'll see what happens. Now, let's get into our first team battle. All right, so we have our first Naruto team battle, and it's crazy. You guys sent this to me. It looks like it's Team Uchiha versus Team Hokage, and this already speaks volumes to how powerful the Uchiha clan is. The fact that they are matched up against the Hokage, and it's actually a tough battle. Now, when I first saw this, I was trying to figure out whether we were going to use their prime forms or not, but it actually looks like they gave us the forms here. If you look right above their heads, you can see that, you know, Madara's going to have the Rinnegan. You could see that Sasuke is going to have the Rinnegan. Obito will not have the Rinnegan. Minato is not in his Edo Tensei form, so that means that he's not going to have access to Kurama Chakra mode. We know that Naruto and Sasuke look like they're going to be in their adult forms. Kakashi is not going to have double Mangekyo Sharingan, which is a big factor here in this team matchup. However, Hashirama will have Sage mode. He obviously has Tobirama there as well, the third Hokage. It's going to be tough all around. Now, first thing I want to mention is that if everybody was in their prime forms, I'm going with Team Hokage. You mean to tell me that Kakashi is going to have double Mangekyo Sharingan, he's going to have access to the Susanoo and the Kamui, we're going to have Minato in Kurama Chakra mode, Naruto in Kurama Chakra mode, they can pass the Kurama cloaks around to everybody, boosting their attack power, their speed, the heals. You have Tsunade putting in top tier heals as well, and she can summon Katsuyu into the matchup as well. It just sounds crazy. It sounds ridiculous. That duo of Naruto and Minato just sounds ridiculous altogether. I'm not sure if the Uchiha clan is going to have an answer for that. But let's look at the chart one more time. Madara and Sasuke are going to have the Rinnegan. So this means that the same Madara that was dropping meteors from the heavens is going to be in this matchup. Sasuke can switch places. They can do a lot of combo attacks in there as well. Obito is going to have access to the Kamui. We're talking about an Itachi that has one of the best Susanoo's in the series. The Yatamir can reflect anything. And then he has the Totsuka blade that can seal anything on touch. And then we can even look at Shisui Uchiha, who has the Kotsua Matsukami. Yes, he only has one shot to get it off, but if he is able to get it off, he can manipulate anybody that falls underneath this Genjutsu technique. That is a big problem for a lot of the lower tiered people in Team Hokage. Now you may be wondering, what's Naruto going to be doing? I think Naruto's going to be busy with Sasuke. Even though I believe Naruto is slightly stronger than Sasuke, they're going to be going toe to toe with each other. Obito and Kakashi are going to be going head to head because Obito obviously does not have access to the Rinnegan, so it's going to be a much closer matchup. Tsunade and the third Hokage I am truly worried about. I mean, Itachi's Susanoo is just ridiculous. Even though we know that Tsunade cracked Madara's Susanoo, again, I think that Itachi and the Shisui duo just sounds crazy. Alright, so you guys may be thinking, well Rob, that's not enough to put Team Uchiha over Team Hokage. Give me something solid here, because Team Hokage has the Hashirama and Tobirama duo. We can go crazy with Team Hokage. Again, I invite you guys to look at the chart one last time. Who do we see in Team Uchiha? We see Izuna and we see Fugaku, right? And what do we know about them? We know that they achieved Mangekyo Sharingan forms, but we know that even though they were elite shinobi in their time, they're not as strong as the rest of Team Uchiha. But there is somebody in Team Uchiha who is a dog and does not care about anything. And this person would happen to be Madara. Now you may be saying, Rob, what are you talking about? What does this mean? I'm going to go with Team Uchiha solely for the fact that I do not believe you can get more than 2 chances to take Madara out. When I look at Fugaku and Izuna, all I see is an extra set of eyes for Madara to use. And I know that sounds wild disrespectful, but this is who Madara is. Madara to me is somebody that would not hesitate to rip out an eyeball from one of the team members and keep it pushing. This means that the Izanagi is going to be in play here against the first Hokage, against Naruto, against Minato, and others, and that is a big problem. I don't think they can afford to fight Madara more than once, strictly because they have a lot of lackluster people on their team. When we're talking about Team Uchiha being able to swap eyes with each other, that is a problem. I don't know how Team Hokage is going to counter that. Maybe you can talk about the third Hokage or Minato trying to find out if they can use a Reaper Death Seal and try to go there. But then again, that's collateral damage. They're going to be taking themselves out as they're also taking out Team Uchiha. So as presently constructed with the forms that they are in currently, I'm going with Team Uchiha. But if this was everybody in their primes, everybody's at full power, I'll go with Team Hokage. But let's go on to the next team. Next up, it looks like we have the Dragon Ball Super matchup here. We have Goku, Vegeta, and Broly going up against Dispo, Jiren, and Toppo. This one's tough, depending on what the conditions are. Now, if Goku and Vegeta are allowed to fuse, this is game over. I don't think this battle lasts more than 5 minutes because Broly working in a duo with Gogeta, come on. I mean, especially in Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, good luck. But if they are not allowed to fuse, this is where things get interesting because Toppo has the power of Hakai. He is God of Destruction level. We saw what he was doing to Frieza, made him look like a plastic bag just blowing in the wind. And then he was also holding his own against Vegeta, who actually was achieving a new form in the Tournament of Power. So this is a Toppo that is top tier. And then you're also bringing in the fact that Jiren is here into the mix. I mean, Jiren obviously was hanging with MUI Goku, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, which is no small feat. Jiren is a man amongst boys. He goes crazy in the Tournament of Power. But the main thing here is matchups, because if Goku and Vegeta are not allowed to fuse, I believe Goku's gonna have to fight Toppo, which means that Vegeta's getting Dispo and Jiren's getting Broly. Here's the thing. I personally believe that Jiren can hold his own against Broly. He can put in work against Broly. Because even though I believe that Broly's potential is much higher than Jiren's, Jiren at his current state was hanging with MUI Goku. I don't know how Broly would do against a Master Ultra Instinct Goku. I would have to see it before I even talk about it. But all of that is irrelevant. It's irrelevant because the Pride Troopers have dead weight on their team. Dispo is a beast when you're talking about people like Frieza, maybe even Gohan, because Gohan fell off a cliff. But when we're talking about Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, Dispo can't hang with them. Not in his current state. And even though I believe Dispo is incredibly fast, I think that Vegeta can get by Dispo and then help Goku against Toppo, if Goku would even need it. But I don't even believe Goku would need it, because by that time, Goku is already in MUI, putting in work against Toppo. The Hakai, great, that's not enough because MUI is too fast for the likes of Toppo. And then you're talking about them all working together to get rid of Jiren. It's game over. The Saiyans win if Goku and Vegeta are allowed to fuse, and the Saiyans win if they are not. That's how powerful they are. And we're moving on. Let's get it. It's a Black Clover team matchup here. The first thing I want to analyze is Team B. We have Noelle sitting at the top here. Obviously, we saw her mermaid form against Vanica, and she got so much stronger. She got so much faster. I mean, she looked ridiculous against Vanica. Luck is obviously a beast as well. We know how fast and powerful he is. Charmy is not to be slept on. She beat an elf Rill. Rill is a captain, and he was powered up in his elf form, and Charmy beat him easily. And she can absorb mana. She is top tier as well. And then we also have Yuno. I mean, Yuno was the only one that was holding his own against Xenon when the rest of the Golden Dawn were just getting bodied. We couldn't even find where Vengeance was. It was crazy what happened to the Golden Dawn, and Yuno showed that he can hang. And he also proved that he's agile enough to escape spatial magic attacks, and we saw that against his fight with Longers. Now, Longers was holding himself back just a little bit, but that does not mean that Yuno can't hold his own. Yuno is still a top dog. Team B is fantastic, but I'm sorry to break the news to you. They do not stand a chance against Team A. I'm not even going to talk about the Asta and Yami duo because we already saw what they did against Dante. It's great. Mimosa obviously is not offensively gifted, but she can heal and she can provide support, so that's great. But they are not the X factor on Team A. The X factor here is Dorothy. Dorothy's dream magic. Now, what does this mean? Dorothy's dream magic, as I've said in the past, is one of the most cheese magic abilities I've seen in Black Clover. Her presence alone makes projectile magic attacks pretty much useless. I mean, she could just snap her fingers and that's it. All the projectile magic attacks are getting sent into the dream world. And if you get caught into the dream world, good luck. I mean, when we talk about the people that were caught in the dream world so far, you have Yami, you have Vanessa and friends going through the dream world. Yami had to box against like 10 other Yamis because Dorothy has complete control over what goes on in the dream world. And the only way they were able to escape was when Vanessa had to use her red cat. She had to change the fate so they had an opportunity to escape. Then you have Yami using his dimension slash to cut the dimension because he's obviously arcane. But when we look at Team B, who the hell can do that on this list? I mean, Team B does not have any arcane mages, so that's out. And they don't have Vanessa, so that's out. And those are the only two counters I've seen to Dorothy's magic so far. So all that means to me is that Asta, Yami, Mimosa, and Dorothy are clapping Team B. And I know that Yuno is there, and I'm not worried that Yuno is there because we've seen Yami's mana zone. And when he's in that zone, good luck trying to get in that radius. He's getting you every single time. That's it. We're moving on. Oh, we got a One Piece swordsman duo battle royale. This is crazy. The best way to tackle this is I have to go through process of elimination. Worst duo is probably going to be Team 1. I'm looking at Fujitora and Shiryu. I know that Fujitora is incredibly powerful. He can send meteors down from the heavens. We know that he's blind, but he has a great sense of observation haki, so he can still predict where people are going to be. And then we have Shiryu recently acquiring Absalom's Clear Fruit. What is that going to do against the top tier members that we were just looking at? I mean, they are all super powerful haki users. We're going to need more to see from Shiryu. We're going to need more to see from Fujitora before I can start putting them in the top swordsmen currently. Mihawk and Denjiro just looks ridiculous. I mean, we just saw Denjiro cut a whole battleship in half. So he's obviously demonstrating a little bit of Mihawk flexing in there as well. Mihawk is obviously the strongest swordsman in the world. So I'm going to leave Team 2 here just for now. I'm going to look at Team 3, Rayleigh and Odin. Odin was great back in the day. Obviously, we know how powerful his two blades are. Zoro currently wields the Enma sword. And then we can speak to Rayleigh and how he was demonstrating his swordsmanship against a Kizaru. He showed that he can hold his own. Rayleigh has also demonstrated that he's one of the top 2 haki users on this list automatically. Observation, armament, conquerors, it's all there. He stopped a Marco attack with a finger, and I know that was back in the day, but that's still an incredible feat. However, the picture that they used here is old Rayleigh. I'm not sure if that's going to cut it, just because if we look at Team 4. Team 4 is crazy, y'all. Zoro and Shanks are teaming up together. Now, I know we need to see more from Shanks, but we've heard a lot about Shanks. We've heard that he used to spar with Mihawk back in the day. We've seen him clash weapons with Whitebeard, split the sky. We've seen him go to Marineford and end the war strictly off of his presence alone. I mean, Shanks is ridiculous. His crew is top tier, and right alongside him, he has Zoro, who trained directly under Mihawk, so we know that his haki is on a top tier level as well. And now he has the Enma sword, so we can now introduce the Ryuo into that, which is even better. Recently, we just saw Zoro cut off an entire cliff. Zoro has boosted his power level tremendously, especially with the Enma sword. So right now, I think it boils down to Team 2 or Team 4. And believe it or not, I believe it can go either way because it really depends on the haki of these users. However, I have to see more demonstrations of Mihawk's haki. We obviously know he has the best blade in One Piece, wielding the black blade. And then we also have Denjiro as well, demonstrating some top tier Ryuo haki. Zoro and Shanks, it's just ridiculous. Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to go with Team 4, just a slight edge, only because I have that much faith in Shanks' haki. I believe Shanks is number 1 or 2 on this list when we're talking about haki. Only in contention with Rayleigh. But again, this is old Rayleigh, this is not prime Rayleigh. So Shanks might be the number 1 haki user on this list, and that means something. And here's a plus. Zoro and Shanks both have experiences with Mihawk. We know that one trained under Mihawk, the other one used to spar against Mihawk, and that's big here. That's a big factor because they can at least see something coming and predict something from Mihawk because they may have seen something before, whereas Denjiro's going into the fight completely blind. So you guys let me know down in the comment section below which teams you think win. Do you think I was right? Do you think I was wrong? Again, the Discord is now live, so you guys can click that link in the description and join. And with that, I'll see you next time. Peace.